them before.
No, we didn't.
So we don't. There's no requirement that we have to keep them. We keep the minutes.
It was a nice thing to do for people who couldn't make the meeting or missed a meeting like me, and I would go there and be able to see in law. It gives me a little more flavor than just reading the minutes.
Yeah.
So maybe we keep the last meeting.
Yeah, last month's meeting
just
up there.
1 month at a time.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, how many do we have currently stored?
Great.
I think there's 3.
Well, it looks like
But
that there's four and there's double resolution. You've got a low and a high for 4 different meetings. March, April,
Yeah.
and July.
And it's the audio you care about, right?
But see, that's the other thing, that you do have a separate audio file in the Zoom. When you say record the meeting, you can just save the audio files up.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that even on my end, I have a subscribed service. I can only hold probably 3, no more than 4 sessions in my cloud that Zoom allows for me anyway. So for the same reason, because it is a lot of data. They don't compress it, I don't think. I don't think they really.
So I would propose the following. I think keeping the audio by itself is not a good idea, because that basically will kind of trash any presentations that are given. But what I would say is that we should only keep 1 or 2 meetings. I mean, 2 would be nice if we have the space, but I think 1 we absolutely have to keep. And the other is that maybe we should only have 1 resolution. I mean, why do we have a low resolution one? Is that?
I was just putting it up there for anybody who may have bad internet links, because it's a pretty big file, because it doesn't play from the site.
Oh,
Why not? Well, how bad is the low res? Like 720? I mean, what are you talking about low?
Yeah, probably.
Like VGA? You know.
Yeah, I don't think.
Okay,
it's that
I mean, if
bad.
it's 720, it's probably good enough, you know,
Let me
for
check.
this.
Let me check to see, because since I'm actually recording now, so you should probably figure it out. Let me check to see if they hook the video and I can provide the link. That would simplify things tremendously for us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can keep it on Zoom and provide the link until you meet your capacity on Zoom.
There you go.
Yeah.
So why don't I do that, Mike? I'll forward you the link of the video when it's done.
I did it, right? So nobody's really complaining about it, right? Field day this year and still be safe. So if you're
Somebody's playing it.
Oh, yeah, that was me. Okay, so I went to July. The low res was audio only. Let me click on the high res. High res, when I click on it, it is actually the video file and it's playing in the browser.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
If I can have a question here, how come you're not uploading it to YouTube?
That's an idea.
That's an idea.
That's what I do in my civic association meetings, which are about an hour and 15 minutes long, and they're about 300 K, or I'm sorry, 300
Really?
meg. Yeah.
What compression are you using?
Yeah, that's some serious.
Well, I recorded on Zoom, and actually, you know what? I think the last one was Jitsi I used. I didn't do Zoom yet, but YouTube will also compress that.
Yeah, you can knock that down. When you send it up there, you can decide what res to store it at. You know.
So the only issue with that, and that's just this is just a habit thing. We would have to be I think we would have to be consistent about recording them and uploading them if we're going to do that.
Well, I think the president can handle that pretty well. Right? I don't remember
Thank
the
you,
question
Wendy.
before.
I like the idea of just doing one, and then if somebody wants it, then you put it up there if they need it.
Well,
Otherwise, it's just a waste of disk space.
well, no, and I think we can do both. I mean, why not? Just hear me out here. I mean, put the link for the last month's on the website, and then we can figure out how to upload our sessions anyway and share it publicly.
All right, I'll let me upload some to YouTube and take a look at it and see how we can organize it neatly.
And no swearing by anybody now.
Okay, well, let me make a suggestion. So if you want to put it on YouTube, you can keep it private enough that it's not just publicly available in case there's some delicate information that you don't want just John Q. Public knowing?
Yeah, you can share you can share the link itself to people, and anybody who has the link can go there, but it won't show up in a search for it per se.
So the problem with putting it on YouTube and the problem with putting it on even on our site is the one thing that we really have never shared, at least in all the years that I've been here, is our financial information.
Yeah.
So that's why it's never recorded in the minutes. So it would be in the video, and it is in the videos that we already have. That would be a big difference of how we've operated in the past.
Well, I want to tell you this. I am not going to be redacting any information, any videos. Okay, I'm telling you that right now. That's not my job as president.
And so we need to figure out how then to do that.
Yeah, and if you're posting these videos right here up on the webpage, what's the difference? I mean, you kind of have to decide what you want to record, and then.
That's why I'm bringing it up now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not something we normally do.
Right.
I was going to say right now, if anybody had the FSARC website, just, doing some searching around, they can hear what the financial information was on those 4 meetings.
Right, and that's why I'm bringing it up now, because we need to decide what to do.
Yeah.
Well, okay, who's the gentleman that did stuff for YouTube for his civic association? I know when I was president of our civic association, we discussed finances, but we weren't putting it on YouTube back then.
Yeah, well, and I just recorded a video for my radio control modeling club, which was an hour long, and it's 400 megs. And it's what I do is I list the videos as private, so only people with the link can see it. Now, what I do is I share that out on our email group, which is also private. And I also, on our website, we have a members only section where you need the login information, login credentials to log in and see any like member roster, finances, stuff like that.
I think that makes sense. Yeah.
That's not a difficult thing, Mike. So I would be okay with that, Alan.
Yeah.
It does make sense. It just logistically, you have to figure out how to incorporate that in a
It's
process.
very easy tool to edit out the 2-minute discussion about the financials.
I don't even think we need to do that.
Public on YouTube is that people will be able to find us. We want people to find us. We don't do enough on these social networking sites.
Yeah.
We exist.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand, Jerry, what you're saying. You can have 2 parts of the YouTube. So you have your videos with training and, discussions, the non-business part of FSARC.
Well, listen, hold on a second. Point all taken. I can redact this real easy, but I need help. And the help is simple.
I can do it.
Tell me to put it on pause when we go to remind me to put it on pause when we go to, we get to the treasurer's report.
Exactly.
Mike?
That's the easiest way.
Yes.
Okay. So,
simple,
so we'll store them on YouTube as private.
Now, and that's not what I'm suggesting, Mike. I'm suggesting that the ones that we have, if you want to make the effort and edit out the finances, you can go ahead and store those on YouTube as public so people can find us. Going forward, we will have whoever is hosting the meeting turn off the record, and we can move the financials to the very beginning of the meeting, so you don't even start recording until we're done with those.
Right.
Do that too. That's right. We can do things around.
Yeah, Jerry makes sense.
I'm okay. Because the idea is we want to get this discussion. We want to get the programs.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Actually, what I use, if you're using Windows 10, Windows 10 comes with a video editor built in, and you can edit stuff out with 2 clicks of a mouse.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm good with all that.
Okay.
That's our backup plan. Okay. We'll
okay.
record it.
I'll do those. We'll do that. So let me just make sure I have the notes right. So we're going to move the videos to YouTube and continue to store them going forward there as public for the ones that we have, I'm going to pull them off of our site because I promised him I would give him his space back. We're going to pull them off of our site. We're going to take out we're going to mute the audio on the financial section and then post those to YouTube as well.
And then what I'll do is when I send out the monthly invite, I will also incorporate last month's meeting link so people can actually maybe want to watch it before they come to the meeting for the new month.
That sounds
Okay.
cool.
Okay, that's a plan.
Okay, so going
And
forward.
we don't have to use Robert Rules of Order here now, do we?
I'm not a member yet, but I move that all that be voted on.
No, I'm not gonna vote.
No, we don't
Nice.
have to vote on it.
No, we don't need to vote on this.
Yeah.
That's
I make
just
the recommendation that
website
Alan
maintenance.
gets his act together and joins.
I have a motion that I'd like to, well, I'll at least bring it up and see if it's even worth voting on. I would suggest to avoid boring our presenter to tears, we could move the rest of the business discussion after the presentation. It's just a thought.
That's flipping the whole meeting around, huh, Dave?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said it's flipping the whole meeting around. It's having dessert before you eat the meal.
Well, that's what our neighborhood maintenance association does. If we have a county council person or, somebody come in and speak, we let we do it basic introductions, let them do their deal because
Yeah.
they took the time out of their evening from their family. Then we do our boring crap afterward.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. It's sort of out of respect for the invited guest.
I like that idea.
I'm okay with that. I mean,
Okay.
how about the traditionalists here, the guys who've been doing this for years? How do you feel about it?
We have done the same thing, particularly for guests who have traveled a long distance
Yeah.
to speak to us.
Okay. So the intent is to have the programs first, and then we'll have our formal meeting. And maybe we
Yeah.
can even put the treasurer's report at the end.
There you go. That would work.
Yeah.
Hit the stop button before we get to the treasurer's report.
So if I was a member, I would move that we move directly into the presentation.
Yeah.
I so move.
And as a not member, I second it.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Well, we're still within the meeting. So
Right.
we need to finish out the meeting
We need to adjourn
since
the
we
meeting.
started.
Okay.
Is
But
there
we
any
don't-
other things to talk
we-
about, Mike, that you know of?
We
Any other
do.
reports?
We have one more piece of new business. Dave and Alan and myself have had discussions over the last month or so, and
Cool.
what I'm proposing, and I'm going to put it up for the club. What I'm proposing is that for all the paid members who paid in 2020, we forego the dues for 2021. As the club, we usually don't have this much money in the bank because we spend a lot on field day. We spend a lot on donuts, wherever Bill happens to be. He's not on tonight. But so that was my suggestion, that we forego the dues of those who, and the people who paid for 2021, you'll just be credited for next year. And we're building a system to track all that as well. So we'll have good records of that. So that's my proposal I'm putting up on the table.
I'll second that one.
Just a question, any discussion from anybody here? Any thoughts?
I do intend to join up, but I feel like I should contribute something nonetheless. So, if you come up on some kind of work party or get something going, holler out. But
Like I said, we really had an extremely low expenditure rate last year. Right? So,
well, yeah, who's doing anything? Yeah.
Right. Well, field day cost us $20.
Yeah.
Basically, that was a gift to one of our members for allowing us to set up our station on his property.
Yep.
I have
And
a
the only-
question.
The only purpose of, even if we were to collect the dues, was to use that money for that year for a donation to something like this, but
I have a
it's
question.
unpredictable. We don't know.
I have a question. Dave, did you get my check? KC3FAU. I sent it to the PO box.
The PO box. I haven't visited the infected post office recently, but now that you told me, I will go get it, Tom.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I
It's been
was
a
going to
couple
hold off
months.
on paying my dues this year until we found out what you were doing with the PayPal.
Yeah,
So,
and we can talk about that too.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Dave, you said that the only cost for field day was $20, which was to pay Bill's dues, but now we're saying he doesn't have any dues for 2021. So is that going to get moved to 2022 now?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and I think, and this is the other logistics question we should put on the table, all new members. We could ask for their dues and then hold on to them to next year and make them active. I mean, I don't know.
That seems, I'd rather do that. I mean, as a person who would have to pay because of it, that's what I would suggest.
And the idea of the dues is a commitment on your part. Understand?
Exactly.
Right? That's
Yeah, you have to, yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's a couple of items. So let's separate them into what we
Right.
need in order
Right.
to do the vote. So the vote on the table is to forego the dues for 2021 for all those that were paid in 2020.
And that's
So-
about 15 people.
Okay.
Second.
So, okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay,
Just have it.
good.
All right, that's
So
one.
that's one down. Okay, let me go take my notes. And you, Alan, if you want to start that other part.
Yeah, so the second part was the question of about new memberships and still collecting the dues for the year, but they'll be retroactively pushed into the new year once we start collecting dues again. And the
Yeah.
intent of that is, it's a commitment
It's
call.
off.
It's a commitment of saying those new members, you paid in. So, it's almost, it's a formality that we have for new members too, when we bring new members in. So we will defer, the actual, how you say, it doesn't start this new year. Does that sound right, Mike? Was I getting that right?
Yes.
Any concerns on that those thoughts there, on that thought?
No concern.
So how do you want to form, Mike? You better forming this question than I am.
Okay, so the proposal on the table is that for all new members for this year that have come in or have come in, we will continue to accept their dues, but we will credit them for 2022 as their dues will be paid. All in favor? Oh, we need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you. Second?
second,
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, there we go.
And that's January 2022, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Be specific, January 22.
Yeah.
I'm still on.
Okay, got that out of the way. Let's get on the next topic.
What
Right,
was
what
the
was
next
the-
topic?
The next
Yeah,
topic, we're going to talk about the PayPal and the,
Yeah, that's mine. Okay. All right. So PayPal has really three kinds of accounts. There's the personal account, which is free. And as long as we can persuade them that a checking account that's entitled First State Amateur Radio Club is personal, we'll be able to get away with that. We can try it. I mean, the worst that can happen is they say no.
They'll say no because I've been down that route before, but you can give it a shot. Go for it.
Okay, I'll try. I mean, it doesn't, I don't think it's going to cost anything to find out.
right?
Okay, now if it's a, where are my notes? Here it is. Okay, if it's a charity, well, let's go back to commercial. If it's a commercial entity, a business, for a $20 dues payment, the fee, there are two fees. There's a variable, there's a percentage plus a fixed fee. And for $20, that would be 88 cents. So for each $20 in dues, we'd have to pay a fee of 88 cents. If we were a charity,
Okay.
which is kind of pushing it, it would drop to a low 74 cents.
Good.
Are we a 501c3?
And we're not, no, because some years ago we had a discussion about that, and it didn't seem that the view was worth the climb. So
Okay.
it would have been a one-time fee of about $150 to the IRS to do it. And I think maybe it was Rich's accountant who said, don't do it.
Yeah, there's also reporting requirements every year.
Yeah.
So, so Dave, I have a question.
Yeah,
So the current banking account that you use now for the club,
yeah.
does it accept Venmo or Zelle transfers?
You know, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, everybody's doing that now.
I'm sorry, but for 88 cents out
Yeah.
of $20, that seems like a fine investment to have PayPal available.
I agree with Jerry.
Assuming
It does, but.
Widely accepted, people are used to it.
Mhm.
Well, you guys better get with the times because the kids today don't use PayPal. They don't.
Right.
Well, when the kids run the club, they can change it.
Make a motion. We could rate dues by 87 cents.
Well, I was gonna say,
No.
They pick up their phone and they bring up their little Zelle app or Venmo app and go, okay, how much do you want? Bing.
yeah,
Done.
It works really well.
It does work well. I use it all the time. It's amazing how easy it is. But it's just saying, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
We can, why don't we just take a look at that, Dave, and then next month we can talk about that.
Okay, so tell me, okay, the two methods you're proposing, what were they again?
It's Zelle, Z-E-L-L-E, which a lot of banks use, and then there's a Venmo.
Okay, I'm familiar with Venmo.
Yeah.
But not Zelle. Okay.
And then, no, I'm not pushing this. I'm just saying it's an option just to look at. I have PayPal too, and I don't care about the 88 cents. It doesn't bother me. It's, but you'd be surprised how easy it is with the transferring money with the app.
who is the bank that we use?
WSFS.
Okay, because I know Wells Fargo and TD Bank, they do use Zelle. That they accept it, so because they have it in it.
It might even be on the WSFS website.
And all those on the call here, if you haven't ever used this, it's worth taking a look at because it is.
And I've used all three, and I'm happy to swim in any of those pools.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
How about Bitcoin?
But
No, Alan.
I didn't say that. That wasn't me.
PayPal is more ubiquitous on more platforms and for more people than the others.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking of Bitcoin here. You guys are cracking me up. Oh gosh. Okay, so we'll follow up on this discussion next month. But that's something that we're talking about on doing the kind of so that we can simplify the transfer of funds. And again, it's only going to probably be the new members that's going to affect right now. We have a whole year to get this right, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
exactly. So why are we having a big discussion about this? Didn't we just
Right.
talk about getting through this quickly so we can get to our guests?
Let's do that.
yeah, let's do that. Okay. We don't have Mark's not here from the ARRL, right?
Right.
No. So
So just a housekeeping item real quick.
okay, go ahead.
Did I see? Yes. Tom Gerard.
Yep.
According to my notes, which may be wrong, this meeting is your third?
Probably.
Okay. So and there's no pressure, but just to let you know that makes you eligible to apply for being a member.
Pay your dues.
The membership form is on the site if you so wish.
I'll fill it out and submit it. And where do I Zelle the money to you?
Run away, run away.
Ted, I don't have any.
I love it.
I don't see you.
I've been to one meeting, but I'm not going to be picky about it. I'll just keep showing up until you tell me.
Oh,
to
you know
spend
what?
money.
You're connected twice. That's what's throwing me off.
Oh, really? How the hell did that happen?
Yes.
That doesn't count twice now, does it, Mike?
Well, I'm beside
No.
myself then.
That's what's throwing me off. Okay.
Oh, kick my ass off.
All right. That was my last housekeeping.
Ted's usually in on the radio nets, so don't they qualify for as a event?
Yes,
Yeah.
I just need to get information from Net Control. That's all.
I move that we suspend our meeting and do the presentation.
I move that we adjourn the meeting.
Oh, there's no more
'Cause
business,
I think
then we can adjourn.
there's no more. I don't have any more new business. so.
Yes.
Second.
All in
All right.
favor?
Aye.
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 All
Thank
right.
the Lord. Guys,
Business
Brian, you're up,
officially
man.
closed.
Your show. I'll give you the share. Hold on.